Who'd you forget?
Nothing.
Then why'd you come back?
'Cause I live here.
Come on, Samantha, you're gonna be late for school.
What are you talking about? It's 4:30. You okay?
Tired, I guess.
What's wrong?
I don't know.
Could be post-concussion syndrome.
Not without a pre-concussion. Pick a number.
For what?
Cuddy pull. She got the nod. Little tweaker's due in 14 days.
That's great news, I think.
It's good news. The great news is she insisted that she's not going to change her mind, which means she's actually thought about changing her mind, which means she's not sure she's ready to be a mom, which means she's not ready to be a mom, which means she's going to change her mind. The only question is when. $100 buy-in, less than 7 means the next 7 days.
But she's been dying for a kid for 3 years. No way she's gonna back out now.
Not one of the options.
Mini strokes can cause blackouts and memory loss.
9 hours is a lot of time to be out for a mini stroke.
And there'd be residual damage on the CT.
Guy works at home as a consumer product tester. He could have been exposed to a toxin that caused short-term memory loss, wouldn't show up on imaging.
Cavernous sinus thrombosis could cause absence, seizures, and memory loss. I'll take 7 to 14.
We have a player.
You just said it was great news. Now you want to bet against her?
It's only great news if she wants it to be great news. House knows her better than any of us. I'd rather use a pseudonym.
Good thinking. I say she's gonna meet the mom and bolt. I'm going for the early fold. Check his home for toxins and his sinuses for thromboses.
Where are you going?
I have an appointment. I have to go.
We haven't finished with your treatment, and we're still waiting on some test results.
I have an appointment.
Sorry, you're gonna have to reschedule.
I really have to go.
Mr. Harmon, do you know where you are?
Why are you trying to stop me?
But his eyes,
Is he having a seizure?
his pupils are responsive. I think he's asleep.
So, Sleeping Beauty has a Jones for Snow White.
Coke explains the narcolepsy, narcolepsy explains the sleepwalking.
But it doesn't explain the rip in the space-time continuum. Coke leads to sleepwalking, which leads to coke, which leads to sleepwalking. What caused the first sleepwalking?
The coke he took while he was wide awake.
Says he didn't.
Wouldn't be the first time somebody lied about drug use.
He has no reason to lie. He knows he's sick. His job doesn't drug test. No relationship. His daughter wouldn't find out.
Maybe he just forgot.
Forgot he did cocaine? You're going with forgot over lying?
Fits. Cocaine explains the narcolepsy. Narcolepsy explains the sleepwalking. Whatever's in the cocaine other than cocaine explains the memory loss.
Dealers cut this stuff with all kinds of garbage.
Great. We'll start him on immediate treatment for all kinds of garbage.
You can narrow it down in the lab.
Not without a sample.
So get a sample.
You want us to squirt cocaine from a drug dealer?
It's exciting.
It's a felony.
It's necessary.
How you doing?
Not sure. Been keeping an eye on the clock, like you said. I don't think I lost any time.
The machinery agrees with you. It means your problems were caused by the coke.
Can't believe I did coke.
You were asleep.
I chose to do coke.
In your sleep. You weren't responsible.
Something inside of me wanted to do it. Something inside of me didn't think it was wrong.
It's like a dream. We all do stuff in our dreams we wouldn't do when we're awake.
I don't.
What's that?
Did I fall asleep and hurt myself? I don't see any cuts.
Because there aren't any. I think you're sweating blood.
Guy's bleeding out of his pores. What does that tell us? Other than you don't want to play basketball against him and he's dying.
And neither cocaine or allergies are the answer.
It's got to be systemic. Hemorrhagic virus, maybe?
Do you think it's Ebola? His white blood cell count would be through the roof. It's not an infection.
DIC?
Coags are normal.
It's cancer. Leukemia explains everything.
No fever.
The bleeding,
No weight loss.
the rash,
No headache.
the fatigue.
Leukemia'd be obvious from the CBC.
Leukemia has false negatives all the time.
So we have 4 reasons for leukemia, 4 reasons against.
You only need one against.
Yeah, we had one reason for anything else. Go do a bone marrow biopsy.
Chem panel confirms kidney failure, end stage.
Got him on dialysis?
BP's too low.
Too bad. It'd been nice to have more than an hour or two to solve this thing.
Hemochromatosis?
You have tiny testes?
No, scleroderma.
Skin's darker, not lighter. As much fun as 20 questions tends to be, he's blowing blood out of every orifice. I think it just might be vascular.
Vasculitis?
If I'd said it might be vetus-garular, would you have said vetus-garulitis? Tested for vasculitis, angio, and blood.
Even if we're right, he's gonna need a kidney transplant.
Test the daughter.
She's 12.
Small kidney just means he won't pee as much. Great for road trips. Whatever he has, she has too. She's sleepwalking. I need a genetic disease.
I'm sure you're carrying a few.
Symptoms are kidney failure, bleeding, and insomnia.
You paid off the pool? Technically, anyone who didn't enter is a winner.
It's not over yet. Everyone's happy until they unwrap that pretty present and find they got a wall clock in the shape of Africa.
Adoption's a cheat, remember? There's no real pregnancy, so there's no stranded dopamine receptors, so there's no postpartum depression. Cuddy will be the happiest new mother you've ever seen. I've just given you the answer, haven't I? And now you're going to walk out of here without saying a word.
Nope. Good news. I know what you have, and you're both going to be fine.
What? Are you serious?
Yes and no.
So you do know what they have?
Yeah,
But they aren't gonna be fine.
no idea. They might be.
Why the hell would you say they were?
To make them happy.
For 2 seconds?
Technically, to see if they can be happy. I should have seen a grin, a twinkle, a sigh of relief, something.
They're sick. They're tired.
They're anhedonic, incapable of experiencing pleasure. Something's bushwhacked their dopamine receptors.
They're depressed. Mom's dead, Dad's dying. You should know that being bummed isn't necessarily a pathology.
Being bummed doesn't explain their lack of friends or their indifference to each other.
Why their place had no music, no view, no decor.
But if you can't feel pleasure, what's with the cocaine?
Really? Is that why you do drugs? Because you're happy? Most people do them because they want to be happy. His subconscious craved it, needed it.
Most common cause of anhedonia is schizophrenia.
Sure, in white folk.
They're black?
They're liars. What's your name?
Jerry Harmon.
Your real name? Hassarian? Herzog? Alibaba?
Hamoud. Jamal Hamoud. Changed it when we invaded Iraq. First time. How'd you know?
You and your daughter have familial Mediterranean fever. It's a genetic disease contracted by people of Mediterranean descent. Sephardic Jews, Armenians, Arabs. Causes anhedonia, seizures, kidney failure, even lactose intolerance. Symptoms are set off by age and stress. Kid couldn't get happy, but she could get stressed by daddy dying.
You don't know if we'll get better?
Treatment tends to be hit and miss once you reach the sweating blood stage. Start them on colchicine and melphalan.
His kidneys are fried. If he doesn't have FMS, the colchicine will kill him.
Boy, sure hope I'm right.
Feeling better?
How's Samantha?
Healthy enough to toss you a kidney?
Dad?
Sammy.